Today I'm introducing alpha male strategies for both men and women. So stick around and find out exactly what I'm talking about. That's coming right. Whoa! Hi everyone, Coach Eli here, and welcome to my channel. And if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And that way you won't miss a single thing when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. All right, now then, let's get right to it. Before we get started here, folks, I want to mention this because this is one of the most important aspects of relating to people. I am the type of creator and coach that doesn't like to do a lot of editing and do a lot of what's known as jump cuts through my videos, because I like to keep things very raw and real. It's just my style, and I also feel it is more relatable because I can be more real and genuine with you folks, and that also allows you folks to see my imperfections, because I'm not a perfect person. Just because I'm a coach and have a lot of experience with these aspects that I discuss, it doesn't mean that I'm a perfect person. So I want you folks to get the most raw and real aspects of myself while you're consuming my content and learning from me. So, if it's a little all over the place every now and then throughout this video, just know that I'm human and I make mistakes. I'm not a perfect person, but I wanted to give this to you folks in the most raw and real format. And that's because, I've seen a lot of other creators out there do it differently. I'm not, saying anything negative about these creators. They have their own styles, doing a lot of jump cuts and editing and stuff to make themselves sound perfect. I've seen them do that, and that's okay, but it's just not for me. It's not my style. So now that we have that out of the way, let's get right to it. Why did I decide to create the alpha male strategies for both men and women on my channel? What is it all about? And why am I including women in something titled alpha male strategies? Well, that's another thing that I'm doing differently, and I've always done differently than other creators out there that either more so cater their content to women or men only. There are female creators out there that do a great job relating their content to women only and sharing, women's issues with men and other issues. And then there are those, male content creators out there that only, cater their content to men regarding, male issues, especially, with women. But the reason why I combine both is because I feel it is very important. It is extremely important as part of the process of working through these issues to work with both sides and to hear the stories of both sides, because that, in my opinion, is the only way we're going to get ahead and make some changes that could better the lives of both men and women in today's crazy modern world that we all live in. So let me do this. Let me turn on my email here. If you would like to submit any emails with your stories, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns that you would like for me to address in a future Alpha Male Strategies video for men and women, whether you're a male or a female, please send your emails to the email above here. It's also listed below in the description. That's Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. And I promise you, if you do send me an email, I will get to your email as soon as possible, and I will create a video to respond to your email as soon as possible. At the same time, If privacy is a concern, you can, request to have me not use your name or call you something different. Just make me aware of that when you send me the email. And don't be afraid to send me even longer emails explaining in detail what your concerns are. If you're a man and you've had struggles dating women, detail that out. Same thing on the flip side with women. If you're a woman and you've had struggles, dating men or finding the right man, etc., and you think that there aren't any good men left out there anymore, please, send me long emails. The more I know about your situation, the more details you give me, the better off I can help you. Now, in the past, when I've done, segments like this on my channel, people would send me emails and they would just tell me parts of their situation. And I wasn't really able to do much with that because, again, if I don't have enough information, I can't figure out what's going on with your particular situation. And then I'm not able to help you properly with, the right advice to give you. So be as detailed as possible, be as open as possible. And once again, if you have concerns regarding your privacy is definitely safe with me. Just ask me to not use your name. And you may want to also write your email in a way where it protects your privacy as well. So that is that. Now, why do I feel the need to do this on my channel? Well, if you haven't noticed, in today's crazy modern world that we all live in, it is a completely different place than it used to be compared to back in the days of traditionalism. For the past 55 plus years, women have been liberated. Women have gotten equal rights, equal pay for equal work. They're in the workforce. They are now doing things that were once only known as things that men would do, which is great. It is so great to see women rise up and being able to fend for themselves and be able to take care of themselves. Where in the past, in the days of traditionalism, the husband would work, the wife would stay at home, take care of the house, the kids, etc., and the woman was completely dependent on a man for her survival. In today's day and age, the woman is not dependent on the man for survival. So it has changed the dynamics, okay? But is that a bad thing? No, it is not a bad thing. It is absolutely not a bad thing. But has it affected, modern day dating relationships, and how has it affected those modern day dating relationships? I'm going to share a few examples here today, folks, so you get an idea of what, I'm looking for to discuss regarding this topic. And then I'm going to wrap it up in just a few here. So because of the fact that women are in the workforce nowadays and they're fending for it themselves, okay, it makes it much more challenging for them to find that special partner. Women and men, I feel both women and men still want to find true love and happiness, but because it's become so challenging with now both men and women being in the workforce, a lot of people either will give up or they'll do the next best thing, which is what they think is the next best thing, the FWB, friends with benefits, or casual hookups, etc., like that. Because any way you look at it, men and women still have needs. We still desire intimacy and closeness and all that. And if we're not able to have the relationship we want, we tend to seek for the next best thing. And no matter whether anyone admits it or not, that's what a lot of people do nowadays. Okay? So what actually happens in the modern world? Well, you have women that are now, being taught at a very young age that, you need to be more career focused early on than relationship focused. And when you get older, when you get, yourself established, you get your college, you go to college, get your college degree, you get your job, you settle into your job, you get promoted, you start making good money, then start focusing on, your personal life, your love life, right? But what issues has that created? Well, here's what happens. Women will go to college, they'll get their degree and they'll get their dream job. They'll work their way up. And they typically will get there, somewhere in their early to mid 30s. If you get there in your early 30s, that's a little bit better than getting there in your mid 30s. Because what happens once a woman gets settled into her career after getting her degree and she now feels ready to go out there and find that true love? Well, as a woman hits her 30s, she more so nears her biological clock expiring. And now a lot of people refer to this as a woman hitting the wall. I don't want to refer to it in that way because I feel it's derogatory, but there is a lot of truth to that. The wall is a fancy derogatory way of saying a woman's biological clock is closer to expiring than it was, in her 20s, right? So what happens to a woman at that point when she wants to have children and have a family? She goes out there and tries to find a man. And if she can't find a man, or she has a few bad relationships because she wasn't, dating as much, or at least dating seriously, in her younger days, she starts to get more and more frustrated. And a lot of times what happens is, a lot of these women will force their relationships. They'll try to, force a man to be with them, to want to commit, to have kids and all that. And that's something that you just cannot force. It has to happen naturally, and it takes time. It takes a lot of time to get to know someone before you can trust them to get married to them and have children with them, right? So I've also seen women. This is interesting. I've also seen women. I've talked to so many women online and offline that have entered their early 40s. And they so desperately want to find someone to have children with that they will put out there on their online dating profiles, I'm looking to try to have a child with somebody right away. If we meet and we hit it off within 1 month or less, I want to try and have children because my biological clock is ticking and I'm not even sure if I can still get pregnant. You see, that's what this whole thing has done. That's what this modern world has done to affect relationships for both men and women. And that's where the frustration comes in and I can help you with. Okay. I'm going to give a little advice here right now so you folks get an idea, of how I can help you folks with this. But I do want to hear your story so I can help you with your unique situations. And also at the same time, we can, other people can learn from your stories as well. Right. But here's the thing. Okay. To you ladies out there that I feel are struggling to balance your work and your personal life, that's another issue I've seen more so with women. Now, some men have a problem, and they struggle with balancing their work and their personal life. But because men have been in the workforce forever, and women being in the workforce in the modern world is a new thing for women, again, because women were just recently liberated within the past 55 years, women are having more of a challenge to, to balance their work and their personal life. Okay. And this more so holds true, especially for women that have had prior children with either a boyfriend or an ex-husband. It more so holds true to them because what happens? Woman goes to work. Let's say she works Mondays through Fridays. She works 8 to 10 hours a day. She has to drive to and from work. And then she has to go home and take care of her 2 or 3 kids. That takes up all her time Monday through Friday. And then, any guy that she'd be interested in would say, okay, you're busy during the week. Let's hang out on the weekends. Well, on the weekends, her kids play sports. They have other activities. Her kids need her to drive them wherever. And so that takes up all the time. So that's a big struggle that women have, is balancing their work and their personal life, not only because, work is strenuous and it's something that, in my opinion, it's still fairly new for women in the modern world, instead of, being a traditional housewife, that in order for them to feel that they're going to be successful, they have to prioritize that. But at the same time, they still want to have that personal life. But what happens? What happens? They want that personal life. They go out there, they start talking to guys online or in person, and then they realize that they just don't have time to date that person. Okay? Now, another thing that I'm going to teach you guys and you ladies as well. See, anything that I teach men, ladies can learn from as well, because, we're going to share what turns us men off about women, what makes us feel like it's not worth giving you a chance. For example, I try to teach men to ask as many questions as possible when you first meet someone, whether it's online or offline. That very first time, hey, what are you looking for? Are you marriage minded? Are you relationship minded? Are you in college? Are you focusing on your career? What are you looking for? You want to be direct, especially if you're online. And a lot of people say that the online dating world is a terrible place to meet people. No, I think the online dating world is a gift as long as you know how to use it properly. And when I say use it properly, you should only search for people that are looking for what you're looking for. So if you're looking for a serious, committed relationship, only search for people and communicate with people that are looking for that. And then once you connect with them, let's say you send a few messages through, whatever particular dating site you're using, and then you take it to the phone. You should always take it to the phone as quickly as possible. Have that half an hour or 1 hour phone conversation and ask a lot of questions to first of all see, if the person you're speaking with is open to your questions. This goes for both men and women. Ask each other questions. Ask each other, what are you looking for and ready for at this point in your life? Are you relationship minded? I know your profile says you're looking for a relationship, but do you have the time for a relationship? And are you able to balance someone like me in your life? Because I'm willing to balance you in my life if things work out. You got to be upfront and ask people, what they're looking for. And if they give you any resistance, okay, that's going to be your clue to know that they're really not ready. And when they mentioned in their profile that they're relationship minded and they're looking for a relationship, that may be what they truly want deep within, but they're truly not ready for it yet because they haven't figured out how to balance out the rest of their life to fit you in. In order to make a relationship work for both men and women, both the man and the woman has to be able to fit that other person into their life. Everybody says, oh, I'm too busy to date. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. Everybody's busy. That's a bunch of hooey. That's a bunch of BS, right? If you truly want something in your life, including a relationship, you're going to find a way to fit that person in. And if you don't make the effort to try and fit that person in, then you're not really feeling it for them. Or you're just really not ready. And maybe you just put your online dating profile out there, or maybe you just like talking to men or women just for validation. You have to also look at those types of people that will put themselves out there on online dating sites, that will go to singles bars just to see how much attention they get. And once they get that attention, it validates them. So once you start to ask them what they're looking for, like, oh, I'm just looking to hang out. I'm not looking for anything, right? You already validated them. They got what they wanted. And now it was just a waste of time. So again, you got to ask a lot of questions early on, as soon as possible, to figure out what the person that you're talking with really, really, truly wants. And there are many other, issues that involve, men and women nowadays that I'm going to be sharing through Alpha Male Strategies for both men and women. But I will wrap up by saying this, okay? I will wrap up by saying this. There are a lot of great men out there. A lot of great men out there that are really super nice guys. They have great jobs. They make good money. They have a nice house, nice car. They dress nice, smell nice. And they've got everything a woman looks for in a man besides one thing. And that one thing is self-confidence. A self-confident man is going to more so focus on making himself the best version that he can be. And he's not going to make any woman his purpose. That doesn't mean he's a jerk. That doesn't mean he's not going to be good to a woman or respect a woman. Okay? But let me tell you what the least attractive thing to a woman is. If you make a woman your purpose, even though that's what she may think she wants, once you start making her your purpose, then you're not being yourself. And over the course of time, if not sooner, a little bit down the road, it's gonna fail your relationship. She's gonna get turned off. She's gonna lose respect for you, and she's gonna fall out of love with you, possibly cheat on you, line up a replacement. And once she finds that replacement, you're out the door. Okay? So you got to come to it from an alpha male standpoint. There are a lot of beta males out there, and I'm not here to criticize the beta males. I'm here to help the beta males, the good guys out there that are beta males that got every aspect of their life together besides their self-confidence and their personal dating life. I want to help you guys. And it's a real simple fix. As long as we work together and encourage each other, lift each other up, and we talk about these things, right? That's all it's going to take. That's all it's going to take. So again, while my main focus is going to be helping the alpha male out there, become more confident and go from beta to alpha, women can learn and will learn from this as well, because you're going to better understand what the modern man is dealing with and why he's behaving the way he's behaving. At the same time, men are going to learn what's really going on with women in the modern world, especially those beta males that don't understand why women are the way they are today. And another thing I wanted to mention real quick before I wrap this up. Sorry, I just had to throw this in there. One of the biggest turnoffs to me about a woman, and I love women, don't get me wrong, I love people, I'm a people person. But one of the biggest turnoffs regarding a woman to me is when a woman exudes more masculine energy than feminine energy. Okay. So for example, if you're a woman that went to college, got a degree, you got a job in the corporate workforce, and you got promoted into an executive position. Now you are a leader that has to manage people. And when the people that you manage are out of line, you have to lay down the law, right? And when you lay down the law, if you use a sweet, innocent voice, which is natural for a woman, hey, you didn't do this the right way. Can you please do it the right way the next time? They're not going to take you seriously. So what happens? Women have to step into, their masculine when they're in that position to lay down the law. Hey, Jack, you didn't do this the right way. We really need to step it up here or else blah, 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 right? Okay. So when women go to work in a position that requires them to exude more masculine energy, it's not a bad thing to exude that masculine energy while they're at work. But what happens? What happens to some women? They get so used to being in that leadership role and being more masculine at work, when they come home to their husband or a man that they're dating, or if they're looking to, date someone, right? And they communicate with that man that they're either already with or, trying to get with. When that man, if that man is me and I hear that masculine voice, hey, Eli, this is Jill, nice to meet you, instead of, hey, Eli, this is Jill, it's so nice to meet you, right? I look for that sweet tone of voice because I want to be with a feminine woman. I don't want to be with a woman that feels the need to exude more masculine energy around me. Now, I'm not saying that women shouldn't exude any masculine energy at all. But when they exude more masculine energy than feminine energy, that to me does nothing to me. And I'm not attracted to or turned on by a woman like that. And any strong, normal alpha male is not going to be attracted to that because we're already an alpha male. We're already, the masculine one, right? We don't want to be with a masculine woman. We want to be with a feminine woman, right? So my one bit of advice to you ladies out there, and feel free to send in your emails. I'll read them. On the show here in some future videos. Okay. To you ladies out there, nothing wrong with you going to work and working in positions that were once only known as positions that men would do, such as executive managerial positions, right? Nothing wrong with you being in your masculine and laying down the law and getting things done, right? But once you leave work, can you turn that off and be the natural, biological woman that you were meant to be by being feminine? Because if not, the question I have to ask you is this. Are you happy that you're a woman, or do you wish you were a man? It may be a stupid question, but the way I've seen many women behave nowadays regarding this particular instance, it's not a stupid question at all. And it's probably one of the biggest things that separated men and women in the modern world. Again, masculine energy from a woman to a masculine man that she's trying to get to know to date is the biggest turnoff. For the ladies, if you can somehow figure out how to balance that out better, it will change your life. And for you men out there on the flip side, okay, when you're dealing with these more aggressive masculine energy type of women, they're going to be, at least initially, attracted to more of the beta males, because more of the beta males that don't understand this are going to go for those types of women, okay? But at the same time, do you want to stoop down and be more of a feminine man so you can, have a relationship with a more masculine type of woman? You see, that flips the sexual polarity. Like, aren't men supposed to act like men and women supposed to act like women? Isn't that the way that, life was meant to be, right? I believe in God. Whether you believe in God or not, I still love you. But that's the way I believe God made a man and woman to be. God made a man to be a man, and God made a woman to be a woman. And when a woman's acting like a man and a man's acting like a woman, it may temporarily work out because one side's the masculine one and the other side's the feminine one. But is that the way biologically it was meant to be? No, the sexual polarity is reversed. And while that may work out for a little bit down the road, one side or the other, probably more so the woman, will start to realize, I'm dating a beta male. I'm wearing the pants. Like, this man can't provide anything. This man is not a man. I can step all over him. It's not going to work out anyway. All right? So with that being said, I want to thank you all for taking the time to view this video. Please send me your emails right here to Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com, Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com, or go below in the description and find my email down below. There's way more information regarding myself down below. Again, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, like and share if you feel other people get value from this. Let's get together. Let's share stories together and make a difference once and for all in this topic that is one of the most difficult things to deal with. But it can be one of the most beautiful things to deal with if we learn how to better get along in the modern world between both men and women. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Have yourselves a great day, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.